Namaskar. Hello and welcome to 𝗣𝗚𝘅 channel. I'm your host, Sree Iyer. Joining me today is Sriram Seshadri as we see some interesting developments in Tamil Nadu. Is Tamil Nadu doing a Telangana like in the recently concluded state assembly elections? That is, if Tamil Nadu is unit of BJP, by not doing anything, are they missing the bus here? We have a few concerns to express. We want BJP to make a presence in Tamil Nadu, but are they going about it the right way? That's the question we'll be asking. Also, a lot of other things happen. To know all about this and more, let's welcome Sriram Seshadri ji. Sriram ji, namaskar and welcome to 𝗣𝗚𝘅's channel.
Sree Iyer ji, namaskaram to all the 𝗣𝗚𝘅's viewers.
Sriram ji, I have Shekhar, Sridhar, Sriram, so I have to make sure that I don't use the wrong name.
Yeah.
Sriram ji, the first topic I want to talk about is, I see what is playing out in Tamil Nadu BJP, and I'm reminded of what happened in Telangana, where they said that we don't have booth strength. They changed the leadership at the last minute, like 6 months before. Aggressive guy got toned down to a more moderate guy. That has not happened in Tamil Nadu. But is there something missing? The dynamism. I mean, how much can they allow the Padyatra to decide the fate of their elections in 2024? Sir, take it away.
Definitely, sir. I think, Annamalai, after taking the reins of BJP, has been creating a narrative, creating a buzz, creating a sort of attention to the party. And, be it when he meets the press or be it when he opposes something, sets the narrative for the opposition, especially for DMK. When ADMK was in a deep slumber, not willing to play the opposition role, they should have been, whereas BJP was playing the principal opposition role for last 2.5, 2 and 3/4 of the years. And Annamalai had even set the narrative when Annur, SIPCOT industrial estate was coming up and then, destroying several farming land. He immediately jumped into a protest. It was withdrawn. Be it Avin, Diwali gift, or rather Diwali sweets orders had been given to private players, and then why not Avin, he questioned. They give it back to Avin. And power sector, some amount of loots, he questions, then it was reversed or at least put on hold. Every time when the government is doing something to make a mess out of it or, get into a corruption mode, and Annamalai senses it and then stops them from doing it. In spite of the DMK government is not given up. Okay, they have been looting the state for, I think that's been there for in their DNA. But what happens is, when he started this Enman Enmakkal Yatra, brilliant movement, brilliant congregation. Even as we speak in Edappadi, yesterday he went to Salem and Edappadi. The amount of rousing reception that he received, I think one cannot imagine the level of, attention, a level of reception, level of followers that he gets. But will this get converted to votes? I think that is where, I have my doubts. Sree Iyer ji, in the last 2.5 years, I think this is the first ever time a state government can get into anti-incumbency mode in a fast-track process, right? I think, within a 1-year period, they got into an anti-incumbency mode. And as we are progressing 2.5 years, there is an anger in the society. People are no longer looking at DMK as their savior, as they actually DMK tried to project it through the media. They think that, projecting through media will be sufficient. And then, in the last minute distribution of cash for vote will get them vote. I think this time people are literally pissed off. And there is a vast majority of the section would want to see a alternate, political system coming into play. But who is going to reap the benefit? I have been advocating that ADMK and BJP should split for various reasons, and I still continue to believe that that's a good decision. ADMK and BJP, if BJP is riding on the shoulders of ADMK, then they are never going to grow. They will be remaining as a 3% to 5% or 8% party. And beyond that, they are never going to grow. So this is the best time for them to jump into action. And with this, ADMK announced at least 4 times formally through their district secretaries meeting held immediately after Edappadi announced that they are pulling out of NDA. There was a general council meeting happened last week. Though no resolution was passed, at least, immediately after meeting the press, Edappadi Pazhamisamy announced that, never ever going to be aligned with BJP. ADMK is doing, Edappadi is doing because thinking that, he has 2 or 3 strategies in place. Number one, by getting out of NDA and getting out of BJP, he is going to get a significant amount of anti-BJP sentiments and votes in his favor. 2019, there was the anti-BJP, anti-Modi sentiment or the belief was created in Tamil Nadu. And that's why, DMK reaped the benefits of 39 out of 40 or 38 out of 39 seats they won. So at least half of it, ADMK believes that, they will get it. The second is they'll appease the minorities. In fact, Edappadi Pazhamisamy never misses a chance to go behind the, Muslim community and Christian community, minority community. And, even I think he's going to attend a SDPI conference that is going to be happening in a week or in few days' time. And he ensures that, minorities will, yes, sir.
He is doing everything that he should not be doing, sir. SDPI is borderline PFI. This is a borderline terrorist organization. What the heck are you doing?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So he is doing everything thinking that minorities would vote for him. But I have done a research on how the minority voting pattern, specifically on Tamil Nadu. I have a lot of data to prove that Christians would go with the party where with the combine where Congress is a partner, and Muslims will always go with DMK. MGR could not break it. Jayalalitha could not break it. And how come Edappadi Pazhamisamy believes that he will be able to break that pattern? And it's at least they need 2 or 3 or 4 elections to build this confidence that Edappadi Pazhamisamy is for, or the ADMK is beneficiary to them. And more so, if you observe Karnataka, Telangana, and even other elections, there is a consolidation of Muslim population happening towards Congress. Karnataka, the SDPI contested the election, but SDPI lost miserably. And Muslim voters went behind Congress because they think that Congress will be the savior in, except Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Every other place, the Muslim population thinks that Congress is the savior. Of course, in West Bengal, it's Trinamool Congress, and in Tamil Nadu, it is DMK. But other places, Muslim population voters think that Congress is their savior. Christians too feel that way. So Edappadi Pazhamisamy is actually making a wrong calculation, and he spoke too sooner, because he should have waited for, if I am an astute politician, I would wait for December 5 state election results and then make up the decision. But having said that, ADMK announced it several times for the last 3-4 months, and I can imagine that BJP waited for the 5 state election. Suppose if they had miserably lost, they could go back and fall at the feet of ADMK, Edappadi Pazhamisamy, and then probably get some 5-6 seats. Now that they have a robust performance, MPs from Tamil Nadu are not going to be the deciding factor for winning or forming the government in 2024. Still, they are not announced. It's just 3 months, to the election. Still, BJP has not come on, called out that, they don't want the ADMK is no longer with NDA. So what does that mean? It gives only 3 options to me. One, they still think that, they can go back with the ADMK, and ADMK also may be making some inroads to ask for a compromise. Second possibility is just lengthen or drag on as long as possible so that Congress will not break away from DMK alliance and then ally with ADMK. Third possibility is be silent so that the minority voters will not turn towards ADMK. If the other last two are the strategy, fair enough. Congress is not going to break away from DMK at this point in time. Even though I'll talk about it a bit, that why there may be a possibility. But what Edappadi Palaniswamy thinks is Congress is going to come. Sunil Ganagulu had given a promise to him. INDI alliance probably feels embarrassed to have DMK as an INDI alliance component. So which means it's a catch-22 situation for Congress. Align with the DMK, get about 9 to 10 seats, maybe win significant portion of it in 2024 elections to have about 5-6 seats, 5-6 MPs from Tamil Nadu, or lose 180 plus seats where they are going to face BJP head-on, 180 to 200 seats where they are going to face BJP head-on. In that process, break the INDI alliance prospects also, because if DMK is part of the INDI alliance, because Congress insists that, I'm sure that RJD or Samajwadi Party, even to some extent Trinamool Congress will not favor, and Arvind Kejriwal for sure will not be very, very enthusiastic about having DMK as their component. So which means Congress will be left in a lush to decide. That is the only possibility available for Congress to break away and then come to the ADMK fold. And Edappadi Palaniswamy will be welcoming them with a folded hands and then give 20 seats in that combine in their alliance, or at least 15 seats if not 20, because the last available opinion poll on Tamil Nadu is Times Now VTG poll. Opinion poll says that sub 20%. If you remember, Sree Iyer, I have been telling several times in the show that ADMK in 2024 will be reduced to sub 20% party. I think they are heading towards that. And Congress, though I don't believe it's a 21% party, they're about 8 to 9% maximum. So they are needed. So which means which will leave DMK alliance, ADMK alliance with Congress, and rest of the parties with BJP. But BJP is not capitalizing it. That's where my worry is. By now, they should have formed the alliance. TMK is still sitting on the fence, and TMC, Tamil Maanila Congress, is still sitting on the fence. And, AMMK, nobody knows what they are going to do. They are sitting on the fence. And Devendra Kulavela or Pudhiya Tamizhagam or John Pandian at least said that he is going to be with NDA, or at least he met Prime Minister when he visited Tamil Nadu. And Dr. Krishnaswamy is silent about it. Maybe he is not going to get Tenkasi seat, so maybe that is why he is feeling little depressed, whatever the reason. But nobody is talking about the alliance. By now, I would have felt that BJP should have formed an alliance, announced their candidates, a formula that they used in Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, where they announced ahead of election, 2 months ahead of the announcement coming from the Election Commission, and then created the fervor of election in the state. Like that, BJP should have done that in Tamil Nadu by now. We are already in January. Should have done that. But the Enmakkal Yatra is highly disrupted. In the initial stages, it was very well organized and then it was going in a smooth. Of course, there are several events that happened. Chennai floods, Southern District floods, and Vijayagant's demise. So, and of course, there are other, events that happened where Annamalai had to take a break, and then, and of course, Diwali came in. Annamalai had to take a break. But nevertheless, somewhere, this Enmakkal Yatra is going to a closure in an urgent mode. But having said all these, the anger against DMK, instability of ADMK, BJP is not capitalizing it. For some reason, like you said, Sree Iyer, they are missing the bus of Telangana now. Nothing is lost. Still, there are time to regain. All BJP had to do is very quickly form the alliance, announce their alliance, and not wait for ADMK. Let ADMK have its own course with Congress. So what? If you allow, as I talked about it, drag on the decision or drag on the announcement, Congress probably may not have a choice to come to join ADMK. But look at the perspective. If Congress breaks away from DMK and then joins ADMK, then DMK is going to be weakened. And maybe ADMK will get more seats and then BJP combined will get more seats. So allow Congress to break away from DMK and then join ADMK. That should be the strategy. So BJP should go all out to announce that, ADMK, we don't have any relationship with ADMK. We don't even want to turn the side where 𝗣𝗚𝘅 𝗍𝗫𝑖 is there. So if they do that, Congress probably will have in a bargaining position. The confusion that is prevailing in INDI alliance, where Nitish Kumar says that, go and learn Hindi and then come for the meeting, he is actually, agitating the DMK or the other parties. And Samajwadi Party is very uncomfortable. Most of the Congress leaders in the north are uncomfortable having DMK as an alliance because of the Sanatana Dharma issue they talked about. And of course, there are a lot of videos that are getting now translated where Dayanidhi Maran talked about the Biharis, and all those things are now coming out, playing to the INDI alliance that, having DMK will actually deteriorate their whatever available chances they have in winning few seats. And, DMK has talked about Ram Mandir, very derogatory about Rama, saying that which college Rama went for engineering, which branch of engineering that he did to construct the Setu Samudram, and also, they wanted to destroy that so that, they can actually run a shipping line between Sri Lanka and in between Sri Lanka and India via the Pak Strait. So all these put together, INDI alliance is going to be uncomfortable having DMK as a component. And DMK actually doesn't need INDI alliance anywhere in Tamil Nadu. DMK always only wants Congress to be part of them, so that, they have a choice, they have at least a decent choice to win few seats. But all this anger against DMK, if it is not capitalized by BJP to garner the votes, announce the candidates in Kanyakumari, Tenkasi, and some of the southern districts like, Virudhunagar, Dindigul, all these places, go ahead and then announce your candidates. Ramanathapuram, probably, Ramanathapuram is still a vulnerable place for BJP to even create a mark. On Delta regions, Tanjavur, Trichy areas, have the Muttarayas join the NDA prospects, and Thoothukudi, Tirunelveli, people are just literally boiling there. Maybe Thoothukudi is not, because Kanimozhi really did a good job there, at least was there in person. Tirunelveli is literally boiling. And on the northern districts, at least, have PMK come on board and then work with the alliances. So convert ADMK to a Kongu region party mostly. And southern districts, you can actually take a big leap and bound advantage. But I still wonder what is the strategy of BJP. The amount of concentration the BJP leaders are doing in West Bengal, they are not doing even 20% or 25% of that in Tamil Nadu. It's a very right moment for BJP to actually grow beyond 20% vote share, get about 3 to 5 seats. Very, very right moment. And unfortunately, at this point in time, we are talking about the first week of January. They are missing the bus. Still time there, Sree Iyerji, to regain whatever they could do. But all they need to do is, create a strategy. Be open with the strategy. Publicize the strategy. And that is what, I feel that, they are missing the bus.
Thank you, sir. I have a few observations to make. That way we can establish the context for our viewers. Just 1 second, sir. Yeah, thank you. So we can establish the context. Viewers, many of you may not know the dynamics of politics in Tamil Nadu. It has always been personality driven. So I'm going to ask you a hypothetical question, Sriramji. On a scale of 0 to 100, assuming that NGR had a charisma of 100, and let us say Jayalalitha had 90, because of her association with NGR, where would you place the charisma of 𝗍𝗫𝘅?
𝗍𝗫𝘅, I will put him at about 50, sub 50, or 50 to around 50 to 55% max. Max. I would even say sub 50 is what I will put him at this point in time.
Sasikala?
Maybe 10 to 10%, not beyond.
So Now I'm going to ask you the same question. On the same scale, where would Annamalai rank?
I would put him at about 60 to 65%.
And it's growing.
It's growing. It's growing. It's growing. He just had about 2.5 years of political life. It's growing, and then significantly growing now.
Yes. So viewers, what I want to try and establish here is they have the face. They have the momentum going with them with the yatra. Maybe, and they have done the hard yards. What are the hard yards? They make sure that this crass comment of Udayinidhi Stalin, by the way, he had a meeting with Narendra Modi ji, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But the crass comment about, treating Sanatana Dharma like dengue and all that stuff, they made sure that this messaging went to Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and all the states where BJP contested. It was a factor. Might not have been the factor. Otherwise, you would not have had Nitish Kumar, who did not even contest elections, lash out at T.R. Balu the way he did. So people's dreams are just melting away. That is how the situation is at this point of time. And having done all these things, having done the hard yards, sir, maybe this is a strategy on part of BJP that they want to wait till the 22nd, that is a Ram Mandir, and then try to go full wattage after that. Because Ram Mandir is a pan-world movement. It's a not movement, moment. Pan-world moment. 57 countries are sending representatives. Many are bringing the land, soil, and samples of water from their rivers. That's how you do it. So a lot of things are going to click there. They need to be ready with their gunpowder to start firing back, left, right, and center. Let's hope that that's what is the plan. And I'm sure, people in BJP will be watching this and they may, go back and say, okay, are we doing this right? Because these are difficult constituencies. Let's say BJP wants to go alone. Then they need to announce all the candidates today.
Yes.
Because there are many weak areas where they need to work. That also is fine. So somewhere this vacillation is not what we are looking for.
Absolutely.
Right.
So you talked about the Ram Mandir issue. Ram Mandir probably waiting for the the Pran Pratishthan of Ram in Ayodhya. In fact, they are also, I feel that they are actually losing out on the plot, right? Mr. 𝗓𝙧 𝗍𝙗𝘅 went and gave the first invitation to Gopalapuram, where Karunanidhi resided. Karunanidhi was the person who said, which college Lord Ram studied engineering to build the Setu bridge, which discipline that he studied, and many more things that, I don't want to even remember that, he spoke all those things, right? Of course, a lot of people in India should know what DMK has done to Ram in Tamil Nadu. But it's disgraceful to go and give that first invitation. And the Chief Minister Stalin doesn't reside there. His residence is totally different. And who comes to take the invitation? Someone in the not even known, maybe some gardener or some worker, laborer in the or caretaker in the house comes and receives that invitation. What a disgrace moment to that. You have Advocate Parasaran, who won this 500-year-old battle for the Ram Mandir to be constructed today. You have Kanchi Shankaracharya, who actually tried to do the brokering between, amicably settled between the Muslims and Hindus, in 90s, and when Jayendra Saraswati Swamigal was alive. And you have Srirangam Temple. Srirangam Temple, Ranganathan is the family deity of Lord Ram, who was given to 𝗖𝗎𝘇, and then 𝗖𝗎𝘇, kept it in Srirangam, and hence the temple came about. You could have gone given the invitation to Srirangam Temple, but what a disgraceful moment. At least if I can understand if it was given to the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu as a constitutional position, one goes and gives to Chief Minister. That is at least acceptable. And this is the level of slavish mindset, Sree Iyerji, that I somehow not able to fathom. And then when Ila Ganesan, who's Nagaland governor, comes to Tamil Nadu to visit several temples, someone asks him about a political question in Tamil Nadu, What about the nidhi that is being given? He says, I know only one nidhi in Tamil Nadu, which is Karuna Nidhi. Does it decorate the position of a governor? The moment a political question has been put to him, he should have said, sorry, I can't comment on the political question of other state. My own state governance, I can talk about it, not a political question. And the moment they see the mic, and then I don't know what sort of compulsive disorder they have. Tamilisai Soundararajan, interferes. She's the governor of 2 states, but she keeps talking about politics in Tamil Nadu. C.P. Radhakrishnan, after taking over as a governor, he comes to Coimbatore, and then he talks about to Vanati Srinivasan, work with Velumani, he is the only savior for you, on a public forum. And this is where I find that BJP has always been one or the other Dravidian party. Tall leaders, all of them are Dravidian BJP. That I used to call them Dravida BJP.
Sir, my opinion, 2 cents. I know they'll hate me for this. These are all spent bullets. And they have an ego, the size way beyond what their capabilities are. They had their chance and they did nothing with it. And now when they see that somebody else is working really hard to establish himself and the party, these people want to make themselves be present, because they think that by saying something like this, they can wangle a seat or 2 for some of their near and dear ones. I think Annamalai is trying to make a clean break from. I think this part I don't know.
True, you are true. It's not. Right? He's doing that.
Listen, your time is over. All the governors now who want to come and talk about Tamil Nadu, and I know they will all hate me. They may not even look at me when I see them. But your time is over, done and dusted. Keep quiet, sir. Next question, sir. Before we go, sir. Viewers, only 1 in 3 of you have liked this video. And I think this is very important, because Sriramji is talking about 4 or 5 years of work that has gone into trying to recreate this party from ground up. Viewers, you don't know what kind of problems Annamalai initially faced. They tried to honey trap him with a certain reporter who's supposed to have a lot of credibility. What happened at the end? That guy is out on the streets now. And I mean, politically, I'm saying he had political ambitions and all that. He's pretty done and dusted, and he is standing tall like a colossus. And here, what happens is now, while he is trying to show Edappadi in his own place, there's a town called Edappadi. People, that's where he was. I think today or yesterday or something like that.
Yesterday.
He's giving a message to Edappadi, I can come to your town and I can draw the crowd, that there's nothing you can do about it. So that messaging is there. So the messaging is happening by way of deeds. No doubt about it. But in Tamil Nadu, you have to do a lot of drumming. Drum. That is exactly how DMK has come to power. And BJP lacks the drum power because they don't have a channel. The Tamari TV is there. The Tamari TV, I don't know. I mean, I have to click. I don't know where the channel is. So it's still not in the same, there are other YouTube channels that are more popular than that. So I don't know what exactly is going on in the kitchen there. I'll advise some of them to reach out to Sriramji. He knows a lot of psephology, because JVC and I talked about this in Telangana also. I was very disappointed at the performance of Telangana. Also, one takeaway from Telangana viewers, you put the right candidate, he's going to defeat the best candidate. Remember how what happened in Kamareddy?
Yeah.
Right? So both the chief ministerial contenders both lost to the BJP candidate, because he was the one who works for the constituency. So people do look at names, personalities. Start assigning people names and start letting them to go and work. Establish booth committees, take nothing for granted, and really put your best foot. Ram Mandir dividend will be huge, but the hard work needs to be done at the bottom level. I just wanted to give this up because I can see the pent up frustration. You're holding it back, but I can feel it, because I can see that this is the time to strike these guys. I mean,
exactly.
Like you said, why go and give the invitation to them? Not needed.
Not needed.
I mean,
Not needed.
I absolutely see no merit in why that was done. Anyway, so this is my 2 cents, Sriramji. If you would like to conclude, then we can go on to take some questions and answers, sir.
Yeah, there are only a couple of messages that, I want to just draw and then extend what you said, Sree Iyerji. You said, you need to go for a big propaganda, right? Where they are losing out. Say, for example, DMK is offering it on a platter. When Prime Minister came for an occasion some time back, Stalin actually presented saying that, Tamil Nadu is being neglected and all. And Annamalai immediately gave that night, Annamalai gave a befitting response. But on the stage, Stalin, keeping the Prime Minister Modi on the stage, said that, central government is, treating, or rather, giving a partial treatment to Tamil Nadu. And then Modi was not prepared to give that response. This time he came prepared. And Stalin, fell into the same trap. He thought that, he will once again, corner the Prime Minister. And Prime Minister reeled out scheme after scheme after scheme what central government has done to all the states, in particular to Tamil Nadu. So then Nirmala Sitharaman talked about what are all the benefits that have been given. In fact, there is a huge list of benefits, aids that have been given from to Tamil Nadu. In the last 9 years, I have an account till maybe December 2022, maybe financial year end 2023. There are about nearly 11 lakh crore directly and indirectly being given as an aid, grant, or devolution. The devolution fund itself is, in the last 9 years or 9 years, is about 2.5 lakh crore, which has been given as a devolution. Immediately, what the Dravidian stocks say is, what about the UPA regime? UPA regime was far more lower. Immediately, they say, okay, there was no GST at that point in time. Come on, man. The devolution is the central government's share of tax that is being given out to the states. So currently, when 2014, when Modi government took over, 26% of the central government's revenue was given as a devolution fund, which was divided amongst the states. Tamil Nadu gets about 4.7% of that overall amount, and then Uttar Pradesh gets about 7% or so, because it is based on the size of the state and then the population of the state. Of course, Tamil Nadu and other southern states have done well on the population control. So there is after the 15th Finance Commission, there are some adjustments that has been given to such initiatives too. But when Modi came, slowly Arun Jaitley increased that to 42% of the central government share, the central government's revenue. And GST, people should know that entire GST is not state government's, Sree Iyerji. That's a myth that DMK is spreading. And BJP is not working hard to educate them on that. There is a CGST, which is a totally 100% goes to the central government, which goes to the devolution fund. Out of that, 42% is given to the states. So 9%, which is the 50% of the GST collected, out of that 42% given, only 58%, 58% of the GST collected alone is with the central government. Remaining and all are with the state government. So people have to understand that it is not the state government is not robbed. The second argument they say is, you take tax from me and then give it to Uttar Pradesh. They talk about only the devolution split. They are not talking about what are the schemes and aids that have been given. When I talked about 11 lakh crores, 8.5 lakh crores had been given back as aids and infrastructure development and other scheme benefits, like, Prime Minister Awas Yojana, the Jal Jeevan scheme, and Ujjawala Yojana, and you name, and farmers, 6,000 rupees to the farmers, and Ayushman Bharat. You name any schemes, fisheries, about 30,000 crores spent on fisheries, ports, airport development, and metro development in Chennai. There all comes under 8.5 lakh crores. What is the Tamil Nadu contributed in the last 10 years to the exchequer? They got more than 1.2 times of, or more than, I think, 6 lakh. They contributed about 6 lakh crores. and then they got about 11 lakh crores, almost nearly double that they got. So this is the message that BJP has to carry, the break the myth. Thanks to DMK, they brought this topic now, and then Nirmala Sitharaman came and gave the entire list one by one, one by one, one by one. But that needs to be taken to the larger masses, and then especially when there is an anger amongst the voters. And what DMK tries to do is they actually divert that anger towards the central government. Why am I not doing any big relief measures? Why am I giving only 6,000 rupees, not 10,000 rupees? Because center is not giving me the funds. They actually divert the anger. So this is the time that BJP should go hammer and tongue and then say that, okay, this is, say the reality. And people are in a receiving mode. People are there to receive in mode. ADMK, nobody is bothering them, Sree Iyerji. On 9th January, they are going to have a district secretaries meeting along with Edappadi. My guess or my internal sources say that they are going to announce that they are going to face the election alone. Like 2014, Jayalalitha did, they are going to do that because this is a very, prestigious way of putting together, putting to the public that, we are going to go alone, rather than saying nobody is coming for an alliance with us. This is the scenario, viewers, that Tamil Nadu is in, and BJP has an excellent chance to win more. I've always been conservative to say they will win only 3 and maybe have a chance for another 2. But I will even go, if they play this strategy really well, very strong messaging, play this strategy well, they are there at least in 8 seats. And that is where I'm feeling a little anguish that they are missing the bus.
Thank you so much, sir. And viewers, see, the Ram Mandir movement is something that is 500 years old. And there is a tidal wave. This is not something that's like a gentle breeze that comes and goes. This is a tidal wave. You need to be able to harness that energy. And I think there are lots of small details that need to be thought about. You have to assume that a certain thing is going to happen. Like you said, they are in listen mode. Sir, one small observation I wanted to make. Udayanithi Stalin goes to meet Prime Minister. I think that meeting took place in Delhi.
Yeah.
And the man wears a t-shirt and jeans. Sir, I see you respect, you are the heir apparent of DMK. So self-appointed, self-chosen heir apparent of the DMK party. Doesn't it behoove him to at least dress up in a way that is befitting of meeting a prime minister? I mean, you have to do different things. If you are meeting somebody who's a politician, like in a political capacity, I don't care what you wear.
Right.
But when there is a certain prestige that goes with the. I just felt it a little odd.
Absolutely, he could have gone in a traditional dress of a dhoti and a shirt.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine. Okay, if it is chill and then because of the cold weather, go with a pant shirt. Nothing wrong. I think he needs to learn a lot. My gossip on that is why he had gone to see inviting the Prime Minister for the 𝗂𝘁 India is only a front. I'm sure that DMK is highly rattled. They want to bridge their relationship with the central BJP, especially as the Prime Minister, because they know very well that 2024 Modi is going to become the 3rd time Prime Minister, and they want to build the relationship. They want to patch up because significant amount of cases are there against them. Significant amount of Ponmodi's case is not yet been taken up by Supreme Court for even giving him a relief, and Senthil Balaji case is getting extended. He's applied for the bail once again, and then I don't think it's going to be given that easily. And the ED is landing in every cases, and thanks to appointment of Justice Anand Venkatesan to hear all the cases of political MP MLA cases, and that's troubling DMK a lot. I think that's why he has gone to do the initial amount of patch up, and of course Stalin news is that he's not well. He is not well that he can do function as a chief minister effectively. Maybe searching for Udayanithi to step into it. Maybe he will be given the deputy chief minister, and in namesake Stalin would be the chief minister. That's what the gossip that is going around. Since you talked about Ram Mandir, before we go to the questions, Sree Iyerji, recently I saw a video which also I shared in my Twitter. how the fintech has come about to create this emotion. You talked about it's a huge emotion, about 50 odd countries are participating. How the contributions came in. It is no longer a fintech, it is a faith tech. I think that is how the video was ended, right? So how the technology came together to unite people. And 22nd, I'll have a goosebumps a moment and literally be in tears, because I've seen how the Ram Mandir before and how it is going to be. Maybe some point in time, whenever I have the blessings of Ram to go and see, I think that would be one of the bucket list, if one has to say that, one of the bucket list to fulfill sooner. Okay, sooner.
Sir, something is coming up. Our editor has a surprise for us.
Oh, this is the one.
Ram Mandir, FinTech and Harvard. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a Harvard case study titled Sriram Temple, a FinTech solution for large-scale project. How the project used FinTech became India's largest crowdfunding campaign to collect 3,200 crore rupees in a period of 45 days. Now, the collections ran over time, but this case study documents just this period. After the Ayodhya verdict came out, the government of India created a trust called Ram Mandir Invite and donated 1 single rupee to it. The tasks in front of the trust were the construction of the temple, how to raise funds, how to drive participation and ensure transparency. Many organizations and tech experts came together to drive this campaign. A technology platform and a mobile app was created, allowing daily reporting. Coupon booklets were also sent all across India, dividing the country into 12 zones and 48 administrative regions with an auditor in every region. 3.5 million volunteers, 1 million small teams, 3 public sector banks with 42,000 branches collectively. Can you imagine the scale of this campaign? We have heard of Nal and Neel, the engineers in 𝗤𝙗𝙗𝘗 who built the Ram Setu. These experts and volunteers are just that, 𝗤𝙗𝙗𝘗, allowing the Ram Mandir to be built, which will be open for devotees in 2024. Now, before you roll your eyes, just look at what spiritual tourism can do. Pre-COVID, Vatican City regularly saw 6 million visitors, contributing $120 million from donation, ticket sales, museums and sites, not counting institutional donations here. This money runs the city, pays salaries for the nuns and priests, and also helps other Catholic establishments around the world. India had never seen such a huge campaign before. This is when faith and technology came together. मतलब FinTech कहीं पीछे रह गया. दिस इज फेथ टेक. कौन कहता है आसमान में सुराग नहीं होता? एक पत्थर तो, एक राम नाम का पत्थर तो तबीयत से उछालो यारो. जा पर कृपा राम की होई, ता पर कृपा करें सब कोई.
That's a wonderful one. Wonderful. Brilliant. So viewers, we have some exciting new developments about Ram Mandir. I'm going to share it. I didn't have time to get all the data today, but in the next episode, whenever we air, we'll be sharing that. This is very exciting news. And just so stay tuned, I've given you an appetite and also an update on the second set of Sengols that have been in order. I still haven't got an date of arrival. So please stay patient. We will not be able to take your phone calls on the status of your order. Trust me, everything is in place. We are just waiting for the samples to arrive and we will start shipping them. I don't have the date yet. Please be patient. I will let you know it's momentarily in a couple of days because there is something more exciting that we want to present to you. So anyway, a lot of information that is coming down your pipe and just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. Thank you so much. And now let's take some questions. Jayanti Iyer, thank you Sree Iyer and Sriramji for these sessions. You are most welcome, Jayanti ji. Mangala Ranganathan, the beautiful explanation should be an eye-opener. Sir, these are all kudos to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
They do. Balasubramaniam ji, they do. I know for a fact because we get feedback. Arvind Thakur wants to know, very good analysis. BJP should go along. Yudhishthir Shetty, fantabulous analysis. Sir, encomiums to you, sir.
Thank you,
Hats
sir.
off.
Thank you. Thank you.
Magnet Ranga wants to know, Jai Sri Ram, it is morally and ethically necessary to invite all parties for Ram Mandir. But what, according to you, could be the political ramifications of the invite? Is opposition in catch-22?
Thank you, Magnet Ranga, for your comment about the 3 laws explanation also. I believe you are asking this question with respect to the political ramification of the invite to the Gopalapuram. It's just that distasteful. But with respect to the all over the country, the invite goes to so many people. I think 8,000 invitations have gone. Most of the Hindi heartland politicians are in the 2 minds. They want to go. At the same time, they don't want to give a sort of BJP platform. So that's where they are stuck in between. Digvijay Singh spoke about it. Several other people are speaking about it. I think whoever is Lord Ram's devotee, irrespective of whichever party, and it just need not be the devotee, well-wisher of Lord Ram, because this is a civilizational emotion, in my opinion. 500 years of fight. It's a Bharat civilization. You would have one such person only in probably a 10,000 years or so, and that needs to be celebrated. And then installing the temple is a big emotional appeal to the entire. Forget about just India, across the world. Indonesia is contributing, Sri Lanka is contributing, because they all feel that oneness with that. I think political or even religious leaders from different faith, if they want to participate, they should participate. But that is what is disturbing the opposition, because the unity of the Hindu unity coming together, remember it or not, in the month of May, when the ballot boxes are, the EVM ballot boxes are open for counting, it is going to strike the opposition parties very, very badly. I have a strong faith in that.
Next one, please. Ruben Loganathan wants to know, Sriramji, what's the difference between BJP and DMDK you see that will ensure BJP does not end up as how DMDK is right now after its height of 2011?
Okay, the huge difference, Ruben. BJP is a national party which has a structure, which has a lot of other decision makers, whereas DMDK is a family-run party again. It's @𝗤𝙗𝘗, his wife, and his 𝗤𝗏𝘗𝘗's brother-in-law. Of course, there are other cadres and all who followed. And the third difference is, I would appreciate 𝗤𝗏𝘗𝘗, guts to come into the election, but I think he should have listened to outsiders, not just only to his brother-in-law and his wife. I think that is where he started losing out. He should have had a lot of advisors. He should have listened to the advisors. But BJP is not like that. BJP has been, they know how to win an election. Tamil Nadu is a difficult state for BJP to crack. And that Annamalai has already done it. What otherwise 20 years other leaders have been struggling, Annamalai did that in 2 years. Of course, time is ripe. Central in the center, BJP is in power, and all those excuses one can give. But the relentless effort to take on the ecosystem, taking on the press, taking on the Dravidian ecosystem, that Annamalai did very, very well. I think that is where they are not, and they attempted that. The media attempted to portray or make Annamalai another Vijaykanth. He was very, very shrewd not to fall into that trap.
Sir, what happened to his relationship with Pandruti Ramachandran? Because that was the person who worked initially for the MDMK success, right?
Yes. That is where I told that he should listen to the outsiders and not to the family, Sree Iyerji, because his Sudhish, I think his brother-in-law was over ambitious, and then the 11% vote share they got in 2011 got into their heads. But Vijaykanth as a person is a very humble person. I think he was misled miserably. I think he stopped listening to Pandruti Ramachandran. Had he listened to Pandruti Ramachandran, he would have been much more successful in 2016 and other periods also.
He's a very mature politician, Pandruti Ramachandran. You never see him say anything out of line.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so Pawan Kishore wants to know, how many seats can we assume INC will contest if India alliance is intact in Tamil Nadu?
Less than 300. Mamta Didi had given the target to Congress, contest less than 290. That's what the target Mamta Didi has given. So, which means they oblige her.
Next one. Bhaskar Ponguru wants to know, can DMK win the LS polls with money power, or Sanatana Dharma abuse will cost DMK even with money power?
See, I think, it is Sanatana Dharma abuse would not have impacted or made any dent for DMK in Tamil Nadu. But what is creating a dent is their, anger the people have against DMK. The misgovernance, the anti-incumbency, raised all the prices, taxes had been raised, electricity charges had been raised, and all those they have done it. So that is where people are very, very unhappy with, DMK already. But money power, this time money power probably may not turn around that election for them. If BJP plays the card really well, I think, they can give a run for the money for DMK too.
Next question, please. Neta Mafia wants to know, isn't YSRCP in Andhra as good as Congress party only, with Sharmila formally joining Congress with friendly government in Andhra, Telangana and Karnataka? Won't Christian missionaries have a field day?
Of course, you are right, Neta Mafia. YSRCP actually gives a field day for Christian missionaries in Andhra Pradesh. But for some reason, BJP has not grown in Andhra Pradesh. Like what, even at least in Telangana, they have made some attempt. In Andhra Pradesh, they have not yet made much of an attempt because YSRCP, Jagan Mohan Reddy, behaves very well with Modi ji. He just obliges them. He just is obedient to Modi and Amit Shah, and then that is what they are giving. Somewhere the party has to look at beyond that and then say that, okay, how am I going to develop my state? I think that what they did in Tamil Nadu by airlifting Annamalai from Karnataka and then putting him to the helms of affairs in Tamil Nadu, I think Andhra Pradesh, they need to whip it up and then start doing that. Maybe for the LS polls, it is too short a notice to do that, but I think they should start doing that.
Sriramji, one small observation. I believe they have the candidate to grow BJP in Andhra Pradesh. They're waiting, and there is a reason for that. I know why. Let's see, the most important thing, the Indian public has to repose their faith in BJP in a stronger way. That 50.1% or above for BJP is very important. Lots of loudmouths in Washington, D.C. who think that they can somehow keep poking. Look, today, viewers, the truth is, if Washington, D.C. tells Pakistan to stand up, they'll stand up. Pakistan sit down, they'll sit down. Pakistan dance, they'll dance. Everything with Pakistan, they are able to handle them with their little finger. India is not listening to them. So what are they going to do? They're going to try and create prick points. I'm an American, and I'm very concerned about this kind of needling in other countries' affairs. But whatever it is, I have to tell. So the thing about this is, once Americans are told in their own language, look, the BJP has won more than 50% of the popular vote, then I will personally make it my mission to tell every loudmouth who starts talking about India that, look, they've got more than 50% of the popular vote. Don't you dare open your mouth. So that is the point that they are aiming for. Small things, sir, they are very shrewd in this thing. Again, we have to give them some mileage. They don't know whom to trust, whom not to trust. For example, these BJP leaders who have become governors, you think they are going to rise any further? No. They were given these gubernatorial assignments because they were in the way of Annamalai. So Annamalai path was cleared. You have to accept your job with dignity and keep your mouth shut when you are going to Tamil Nadu.
True.
Why do you want to waste? This is just like, that doesn't make sense. So this is why, sir, just let me finish, sir. This is why I think Amit Shah and Modi are still playing the cards very close to their chest, and they are saying we will bide our time. They think that YSRCP can be toppled without too much difficulty, I think. And because I know the candidate that should be the one doing it, whether it happens or not, but for all that stuff, 50.1% is a very important marker. Sir.
True.
You're going to say something.
No. I was just agreeing to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mr. Ramesh Shivram wants to know, saw some survey which shows 30 to 34% for BJP. Will this come? No way.
No, Ramesh Shivram, at this point, I don't know. Maybe if they form a very strong alliance and Congress breaks away from DMK, joins ADMK, maybe in NDA put together will cross about 26-27% with a very strong alliance. I think that is a one-third. I think I did a show in at least a year before, or when we started this hangout sessions, Sree Iyerji, I said this. BJP has a possibility of about NDA together at about minus ADMK 27-28% vote share. I think they are heading towards it. And in a three-corner contest, 27-28% will get you 8 to 10 seats very easily.
Yeah. What said now about BJP candidate defeating both CMs of Telangana same time shows that people care about dharma. It is a sign that our people value good deeds, not NGO kind in given scenario. Very true. Next one, please. Surya Narayanan Natarajan wants to know, please come out with probable candidates for constituencies, maybe Murugan for Ooty, Pachamuthu for Perambalur, Professor Srinivasan for Madurai, Kanyakumari, Coimbatore, Tirunelveli, Tiruchendur, etc.
Okay, Professor Srinivasan is for, I think, he's Virudhunagar. He's already working there. And yeah, Pachamuthu for Perambalur, and then A.C. Shanmugam at Vellore. Murugan maybe Ooty, but maybe other reserved, yet another reserved area probably. Coimbatore, it's a big choice. There are too many people fighting for it. Tirunelveli, I don't know. Nainar Nagendran will not contest again because he's already an MLA. Tenkasi, definitely one. And Kanyakumari, I'm saying that, if Ponnar contests, he is going to lose. Maybe some other innovative candidate has to come out. South Chennai, too many people are fighting for South Chennai. I don't know whether, what is so attractive about South Chennai. I don't know. As a psephologist, I feel that is a weak seat for BJP, but still so many people are fighting for it. Yeah, they need to come out with at least a list of candidates for most of I'm sure there are already a list of candidates in the mind of Annamalai and BJP leadership available. They need to just go ahead and then announce and then make them to work earnestly. I think that's where they need to jump into very quickly. I believe so. After 22nd or by end of this month, even if by end of this month they make this announcement, they still have a 3-month runway.
Next question, please. Sridhar Gosakan wants to know, some Brahmin leaders who fell out with Annamalai like 𝗣𝙗𝙗 Gayatri are labeling Annamalai as anti-Brahmin. What are the views of Sriramji and Sri Guruji? Sir, first you go ahead. I'll have my own inputs.
Yeah. See, one needs to define what is anti-Brahminism. Has Annamalai ever criticized Brahmins or, brushed aside Brahmins? I am a very close friend of Annamalai. And, he calls me, talks to me about it. So, I'm not ambitious like 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝘆 𝗢𝙗𝙁 or Gayatri to have a position maybe. But Narayan Tirupati is a vice president. Only after Annamalai came, for a long time, Narayan Tirupati was denied a position. After a long time, he made him the vice president. Only Annamalai did that. SR Shekhar is another big Brahmin leader within BJP. He's a treasurer for the third consecutive time that happened after Annamalai. So it's a question of personal choice, Sridhar. That 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝘆 𝗢𝙗𝙗 wanted something, Gayatri Raghuram wanted something, and Annamalai is not falling for it. He just wants people to work. In fact, S.G. Surya, I very well remember, S.G. Surya used to be the blue-eyed boy of Annamalai for some time. And then he fell out because, probably Annamalai didn't see him, acting. But today, if you look at S.G. Surya sitting in a TV debates, I really feel proud of him. Because the way he just smashes the Dravidian ecosystem's narratives, he really gives chill in the spine for most of the Dravidian ecosystem people. And very hard work. During the Chennai floods, he was doing very hard work. So those efforts are appreciated. Results are, if you put in an effort, those are appreciated. I think Annamalai looks into it. 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝘆 wants him to be adored and then given a honorary position, thinking that every Brahmin is behind him. I think that is where they are losing out. To you, sir.
Yeah, Sridharji, there is a big movement happening at the ground level. People have realized that the DMK ecosystem, and I think when this happened, even ADMK was part of DMK, because MGR never opposed it, although he might have not supported it. They made Brahmin as a target to come to power, right? Now the people have said, okay, they made Brahmin as a target and came to power. Now, having come to power, to stay in power, they are now targeting Hindus. So this feeling that, oh my goodness, these guys, see, many Brahmins told this thing, listen, today it is us, tomorrow it will be you. So those things are beginning to play back in people's mind. These people did tell us that, this is what they are trying to do, because everything is math. For them, they think that this percentage will vote regardless of who we put up as a candidate. This is minority vote. This plus this gives me within striking range. Give me Congress to make sure that the minority vote stays with me, and I'm done. So that needs to be broken. And I think BJP has made a huge dent in the perception for Congress, because Congress will be really looking at DMK. So do I really want to go with him, or should I go with ADMK? Sunil Kanugolu, I still have to go back and look at what was the key to Telangana's success. I mean, if there was so much disenchantment with KCR, how come the BJP didn't catch it? That is my biggest grouse there. You got what, 4 seats, 5 seats, 6 seats, something like that. It's not commensurate to the amount of work that they are done.
There is a reason for that, Sree Iyerji. BJP is not even present in the northern Telangana. I think beyond northern. Southern. I wanted to say beyond northern Telangana.
No,
right?
they gave, sir, my 2 cents, sir, I'll let you feel. Eatala Rajendra was overblown as a person who can deliver them the votes. People not understanding that Telangana has come through a lot of oppression. Even after it became part of the combined Andhra Pradesh, okay, people in Telangana always felt that they were getting the short end of the stick. I have seen this with my eyes. So they feel like the only party who has not done anything to them bad is BJP, and that sentiment is still there at the ground level. Sir, over to you, sir.
No, agreed. So they have not even spent. See, even when they were not planning to grow in the 4 or 5 districts where they hardly have a presence. I think Congress capitalized on that. And second thing is that the Bandi Sanjay aggression should have been allowed. Just turn around and then say the Bandi Sanjay aggression is just stopped, and then you bring Kishan Reddy, who is moderate, and then all of a sudden you started losing out there, right? I think that is where the problem with Telangana, and at a lower level. See, I saw that in Karnataka also. As a psephologist, when we go there, we may get a different feeling, because we are not going to talk to every walks of life, everybody. We are going to speak to 100 people in a city, right? All of Karnataka maximum, we will speak to about 25,000. Maybe we will speak to about 40,000, discount 15,000 as bias, and then consider seriously about 23 to 25,000 as the sample data that we got to predict or project our numbers. We may be probably speaking to a wrong set of guys always, right? But the lower level, the councillor level, ward level, that Karyakarta will know the vibes of every individuals. That is where the political parties, arms and legs work. That is how it works. And Karnataka, we found that, they were also missing the pulse, right? Psephologists, 21 out of 23 psephologists missed the reading the pulse. Only 2 got it right. And that too, maybe Congress would have fed them that numbers, in my humble opinion. But only 2 got it right. 21 out of 23 got it entirely wrong, and humble self including.
Sir, Vijayendra, how is he, sir, as a president of Karnataka BJP?
I think, see, what we saw when we were in Karnataka, 40 years and above, Lingayats adored Yediyurappa as a demigod. And people below 40 years adored this guy Vijayendra as a demigod, right? That's with the Lingayat population. But Lingayats only makes about 17% of the voter bloc. So there are about 18%, I think, Lingayat, and then 17% Okaligas. So equally, Okaligas are very powerful too. But what happens is the Lingayats stick together. Even to vote out BJP out of power, they stuck together. So that is how they are like a minority community. Muslims who actually listen to their Maulvis and Jamaat. Lingayats listen to the Matams, that their seers, right? I think that is where the power of Lingayat is. Whereas Okaligas don't do that. Now they are also trying to feel the compulsion to become a vote bloc. And of course, the Dalit community, there is a left Dalit and the right Dalit. There's always in politics, left votes for BJP, right votes for non-BJP within the Dalits. I'm not talking about the political ideology, but within the Dalits, right? So those things also matters a lot. But Vijayendra probably is, whether he's the right choice or not, to appease the Lingayats, you needed them.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. Thank you, Vignesh Prabhu. In TN Ujjawala tap water Pakka house beneficiaries are around 1.8 crore people, and the ADMK vote split can't bring minimum 22% vote to BJP?
See, not all the 1.8 crore people who got benefited are going to be grateful to the party that gave these facilities. In fact, the majority of the area, DMK councillors and others goes and claims that we gave it as if they gave it from their pocket, right? That is how they actually claim it. So 22% for BJP, not BJP alone, for BJP and combined 27% is possible if they stitch the alliances in next week or so, announce the candidates, go all out. I think 27% is still possibility.
Next question, please. Thank you, Chitraji, for your super sticker. Thank you, Sushila Madam, or Sushila M, for your super sticker. And Anvaragan Adimulam, thank you so much for your super sticker. And with that, we bring to a close our program today. And it's been a big eye-opener. It's been a couple of months since we visited the politics of Tamil Nadu. And we are going to be back again with more such information with Sriramji. Sir, for me, it was an eye-opener. And viewers, I hope you can share this video with those who might have not seen it yet. And also, please consider subscribing to our channel if you have not already done so. Thank you once again, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
This is